Welcome back to my channel. I'm James. Today we're going to be doing a very special review on a 1980s classic sci-fi TV series. I'm going to be discussing and deep diving into Knight Rider, the complete remastered TV series on Blu Ray. Now, as you probably figured out as I was lifting this massive setup, this is just ginormous. Now, it's actually really cool with how big it is, and I'm going to get into everything that's in this box set, what makes this so special, and I'm also going to be comparing it to some of the previous Blu-ray releases that have previously been released on Blu-ray of Knight Rider. And there's a lot of interesting things I discovered when comparing them, going down, doing my image comparisons that I exclusively do here on my YouTube channel, which I'll get to here in just a little bit as well, and all the things that are different between these and let you know which one comes out the winner. And I will tell you right off the bat, as you can probably tell, artwork-wise, this set wins for artwork-wise as far as artwork goes, because holy cow, the artwork on this is so reminiscent of 80s, just awesome goodness. I mean, the purple and pinkish colors versus the box sets that were released previously with this like dark black color on them, kind of trying to make it look like a modern show, never fit it because, I mean, honestly, the artwork on these I always thought was just kind of a poor artwork in comparison to, now that you see the artwork on this, I mean, this truly is what an 80s artwork should look like. Now, I obviously can't hold this box set the entire review. Obviously, with my nerve damage and trigeminal neuralgia and my medical conditions, the pain is excruciating holding sets like this, as most of you know that have watched my channel over the years. So I won't be able to hold this set the entire review, but I will come back to it and pull it back up when we're going through the unboxing, do all of that as well later on in this review. And then at the end, I always wrap it up as always with my review score, to let you know the sum up of how this compares to hundreds of other Blu-rays I've tested and reviewed exclusively here on my YouTube channel. So you'll always want to make sure to stick to the end of every review so you get the review score to know the quality of how this box set stacks up to all the previous Blu-ray releases of TV series that I've reviewed. Now, if you haven't done so yet, make sure to give this video a like and a thumbs up for me. Hit that subscribe button and the bell notification. Just like with this review, this is an exclusive review that you're only going to find here on my YouTube channel with my exclusive image comparisons, side-by-side comparisons, and comparing different Blu-ray releases from all over the world. So you're never going to want to miss out on any of my exclusive content that you're only going to find here on my YouTube channel. So make sure to go down, give this video a like and a thumbs up for me, hit that subscribe button and the bell notification. Now to start off with, we're going to talk about the Mill Creek Blu-ray set here just for a few minutes. This actually was the original release that was released in the US. Now it did come out on 16 Blu-ray discs, and it was a decent release. I'm not going to say it was horrible, though it is pretty bare bones, which I'll get to here in just a little bit. But as far as the image that you're seeing above, these are always the native images pulled directly from the discs to show you in comparison when we get here to the other Blu-ray set. Now, this is something I always exclusively do here, and it takes a lot of time to get the data and go through and test all of these, then to pull the images off of them, then to film and create these reviews. So as far as what these actual images look like on this, it was a good looking Blu-ray. I'm not going to say it's stellar or outstanding. Here's why. When I went through and tested this, when I originally got it and watched it, I noticed the same things when I went through and tested it again. There was some banding, some blocking, and some slight compression issues. You see, for the amount of content for the complete series that's on here, the 90 episodes, they actually compressed them down to fit them onto the 16 Blu-ray discs, which caused some of that banding and blocking and things like that and compression issues throughout the entire series. Now, am I going to say it's horrible? It's not nearly as bad as some of Mill Creek's Blu-ray releases that I've reviewed before, like, for example, I Dream of Jeannie. If you haven't checked out that review, that one was really, really bad. So many problems with it. This one didn't have those types of issues, so it was a decent Blu-ray release, and it's a budget Blu-ray release. So you have to understand that going into it, it was done to be a budget release that people could afford to own in HD quality, just not expecting it to be outstanding or amazing. And that's what you get out of this. The image is decent, but you do have to deal with, you will have blocking, that banding, compression. You'll notice that throughout it, there's numerous things and black scenes, bright scenes, and the colors are just not as vibrant. And there's some things doing with the film grain and the fluctuations in the film grain. They're not very stable throughout this. There's a lot of things where you notice a lot of that blocking, clumping with the film grain, because of the instabilities with the compression that causes that blocking, that then the film grain looks like kind of squares blocked all over on the screen, and you'll notice that randomly throughout the entire series. And that's just the way the series was. Now getting to the big box set here from Turbine and Universal. Now this is Turbine and Universal's release of Knight Rider for the 40th anniversary of Knight Rider. And this is one of those massive sets that I couldn't believe the size when it actually arrived. It was shocking, but it does make the size feel like you're getting what your money's worth was that you spent for it, which what's in it even adds to that even so. But I'm just saying, size-wise, it really is a shocker. When you get this, you will be shocked at the size of this. When you get to the unboxing, you'll see why it's so big. But as far as this one goes, this was worked with directly with Universal. Turbine worked with Universal to do a brand new remaster on this. They worked with the original scan that Universal had, but doing new remaster on this, including a ton of special features and things that weren't included on the Mill Creek Blu Ray release, as well as tons and tons of extra content like the movies and TV series that were later on that I'll talk about here. But as far as this one goes, talking about the image here, I'm going to set this down here. Talking about the image differences you're noticing right away in between the two of them. You do get a much cleaner and nicer looking image on the Turbine's release here of this 40th anniversary set. For example, over what the difference is between the Mill Creek one was that you don't have any of those compression, blocking, or banding issues. There was no over compression either. See, here's why. There's a big difference between what Turbine did here. They went into those scans that Universal gave them and did some work on them to basically make sure that there's a bit more stability in the film grain. You don't have issues with the film grain clumping and causing blocking in the film grain. You also have a lot less of the film damage that appears in the Mill Creek set. They've actually went and worked on a lot of that, so there's a lot less damage that you'll notice on Turbine's release. If you were to sit down and watch them side by side, same episodes, you'll notice the Turbine release has a lot less damage on it as well. There's more things, speckles, spots that have been fixed on Turbine's Universal release than what Mill Creek's release had. Now, the new 40th anniversary complete series Blu-ray set is in full 1080p HD completely remastered. It's in the aspect ratio of 1.33 to 1. They didn't edit it, cut it down, reshape it in any shape or form. So the good news is that's all intact the way it should be. Now, if after you get done watching this review and hearing my review score at the end, you decide you want to pick up Mill Creek's Blu-ray release, or you want to get Knight Rider the 40th anniversary Blu-ray set, and you want to buy it, I will always have the links listed directly below in the description section and as a pinned comment in the comment section. Keep in mind though, the link for the 40th anniversary is the only link I have posted down below. You cannot get it anywhere else other than the link I've posted directly below in the description section and as a comment in the comment section below. It is an exclusive Universal and Turbine release, and that is the only link even available to buy it from anywhere worldwide. So no matter where you live worldwide, they do ship. Universal and Turbine ship anywhere worldwide through that link down below. And basically once you go down there, it gives you the option of choosing which language you want at the top of the website, English, German, so on and so forth. That way it translates the website to your language, that way you can buy it. But those are always listed in the comment section and in the description section right below this video. So if you decide you want to buy either of these releases, keep in mind, the only link that's available to buy this from, because it's an exclusive 40th anniversary limited edition release, which I'll touch on that here for a second. It is limited edition, and they only are printing 3,939 copies of this. So keep that in mind. Once this does sell out, it's not reprinted, it'll be sold out and gone. This is a very limited edition release. And the only website available is the one I posted down below for you to buy it from. And mine, to give you an example, my number is 805. Now, I don't know how many that means have been sold or hasn't been sold, but I will say huge shout out to Turbine for sending this to me for review. It did take me a long time to go through this, to test this, to analyze this, as most of you know, but this is something I've been working on secretly for quite a while behind the scenes, and Turbine did send this to me for review, and I do appreciate that, though as always, just because something was sent to me for review, it never affects my review score. Never has, never will. It's always something that I go in, I test all of these, give my review scores based on the quality of the release, regardless of what company or what studio sends me anything for review. But I just thought I'd touch on that for all of you that are new to the channel. Now, talking about the audio on the Turbine Universal release of the 40th anniversary here. Now, that one does get German and English DTS HD Master Audio 2.0. I will say, in comparison to Mill Creek's release, there was a big difference. When you get to later episodes throughout the series, you notice it even more so. The Universal 40th anniversary release here has a much better and more refined audio mix. You can hear so much more, especially with like Kit. If you remember when the car's talking a lot of the times, you know, it was hard to hear Kit some of the times when I watched it originally back in the 80s when I was growing up. And then obviously when I watched it on the Mill Creek Blu Ray, there is times where some of the dialogue and the audio was just hard to hear. And Mill Creek's was a step up from the previous releases before that with the audio slightly. But I will say the audio was a nice surprise that it was drastically better sounding on this release. They did a lot more work on it. The clarity is much easier to hear throughout it. There isn't as drastic of a fluctuations as there was on the Mill Creek release, where you would literally go to where you could barely hear anything. Then all of a sudden it would get loud for the next scene. This one has a much more stable, clearer and crisper audio mix on it, which was a very nice, healthy improvement on this release. Now on the Turbine release, you also get English and German subtitles. So you see, this is a big thing that I really appreciate about what a lot of these releases that are coming out from like Turbine in Germany. You know, if you haven't checked out recently, I did the Frighteners review. That's from Turbine as well. Now, they are one of these companies that does worldwide releases. They'll release exclusive releases that are available everywhere worldwide they'll ship to. Now, here's the unique thing about them. They do these English and other audio options on each release, remastered, so that way you get multiple audio options, as opposed to a lot of the times there's studios that will just release one audio option and completely forget about subtitles. Well, good news is you get both German and English for the series. You also get German and English for the subtitles. So that's a big win for this set as well. Now, talking about special features, the Mill Creek release, as I said at the beginning, is very, very bare bones. You get the episodes, and that's it. You don't get trailers, you don't get behind the scenes, you don't get special features, you don't get talking with the commentaries, the cast, the crew, all of that. It's bare bones. On the opposite side, on Universal's 40th anniversary set here with Turbine, you get a ton of special features. I'm not going to go through all of them, but I'll just give you an idea. You get exclusive interviews with all different cast, directors, producers, stunt coordinators. You get NightCon 2011, talking with Tom Green. That's a 28-minute one. You get about the car, behind the scenes about the car. You get Universal Archives, Knight Rider Archives, Knight Rider Stunts, Knight Rider Sounds. You get all these behind-the-scenes scenes. You get audio commentaries with David Hasselhoff, Glenn A. Larson. And that's just to touch on a few. Literally, if you're looking for special features that was lacking on all the previous Knight Rider Blu Ray releases, this one literally gives you everything you could possibly want special features wise. There is so much content to dive in and watch on this. Now, Knight Rider, the original TV series, came out in 1982, and it ran from 1982 to 1986. And it's an adventure, action, sci-fi with some comedy, some great acting, some great storylines, and has such a nostalgic 80s feel to it. Heck, the synthwave soundtrack that runs throughout it is so great and really just brings a smile on my face every time I hear that intro theme song that really harkens to this like purplish, just 80s feel that they did for this artwork. And that's why I feel like this artwork was so important for the 40th anniversary. It truly is the best looking artwork I have ever seen for Knight Rider. And I've seen them all on all the different iterations of DVD and Blu-ray. This is my favorite artwork I've ever seen. But it harkens so greatly to that intro scene in Knight Rider with the title sequence that, man, that's the colors that match the series the way it should look on a box set. Well, the synthwave is one of those, as most of you know, I love synthwave music. Well, the music in Knight Rider is an important piece of the Knight Rider series. Well, I am happy to announce for the first time, this includes most of the original music throughout the entire series. The other big thing is this is the first time it's been completely uncut and restored to the unedited and uncut episodes for the entire series of Knight Rider. Now recently I talked about, in this recent video, about how important physical media is and why it matters. If you haven't checked out that video, you're going to want to go check out that video. But the reason I'm bringing that up is, in that I was talking about edited and cut down episodes, things that have been changed, deleted, taken out. Well, on the original Mill Creek Blu-ray release, and most of the Blu-ray releases that were released worldwide until now, had episodes cut down and edited down. They had music missing. This one was notorious for that. There's numerous songs missing, and there's anywhere between 1 minute up to 8 minutes in tons of episodes throughout the entire series that have been cut down and edited on the Mill Creek's Blu-ray release. Now, those were all around the world. The different Blu-ray releases that came out around the world had the same issues previously, because that was what was actually cut down and edited out of them, and basically that's what then was put onto Blu-ray. Well, as the sticker that comes on the front of your box set says, it says uncut for the first time, completely restored. That's a big deal. I mean, I kept the sticker to show you all what comes on the outside of your packaging. That's a huge deal. I was so excited when I found out these were going to be completely uncut and restored to the original way they were intended to be, with the music and all of the missing footage and cut out scenes put back in the correct way with the original way they were intended to be watched. That is another massive, and that's probably, to me, the biggest selling point of this set. That alone, getting back those anywhere between 1 minute to 8 minutes for tons of those episodes that have been cut down, completely restored. The violence, the scenes where it shows people getting injured, all of it's been completely restored, as well as all the dialogue that was cut out of the previous Blu-ray releases. All has been completely restored in the uncut format, the way it was intended to be. And I don't know how much to stress to you how exciting and important that aspect truly is. As I said in that video I was referencing, that importance of uncut the way they were intended to be is the most important thing about physical media, in my opinion. Now, some other people might have different things they appreciate about physical media. But as I talked about that in that, whether you agree with things being cut out or not, I do not. Whether I like something that's in a show or not, it doesn't matter. I don't want any of them cut out. Even if I don't like the movie and I think people shouldn't watch the movie, it doesn't matter. I don't want it cut down anyways, because you can't go one way or the other and say some things being cut out are okay and some things aren't, because then it's all up to somebody's opinion. I'd rather it all just left the way it was intended, uncut. Well, thankfully, Turbine and Universal, for the 40th anniversary in this release alone, has provided us the complete uncut episodes with the original music restored, which is phenomenal, outstanding. I can't even explain to you how excited I was to watch these the way that they were intended to be, without all of the missing footage that's missing from all of the previous Blu-ray releases from Mill Creek. Now, touching on some of the things image quality wise for the Mill Creek Blu-ray set. As I mentioned at the beginning, the Mill Creek had a softer image quality for as far as the film grain goes, and then also color wise. It wasn't as super vibrant as what it should have looked like. Now, that does go into the compression side of it. When you compress things and take things, it's taking data out of it to try to compress it down. You lose some of the colors as well in it. I can tell you, on the Turbine 40th anniversary from Universal release on Blu-ray, as you've noticed in that, the colors look so much more vibrant over the Mill Creek release as well. You get a very nice and very healthy improvement in the colors on your actual Turbine release, and that makes a very nice improvement as well. The colors just look really great, but that goes right back into the disc count. Like I said, this comes with 16 Blu-ray discs. On the 40th anniversary Blu-ray release, you get 20 Blu-ray discs for the entire series of Knight Rider, the original series. So the nice thing is they didn't overcompress for the 40th anniversary set like they did for this release. You get a whole 4 more Blu-ray discs to spread out the entire series onto without overcompressing it, which is why the sound sounds better. It didn't get overcompressed like this set slightly did. You get better image quality, more stability with the film grain, all of those things. The bit rate's better on this. Overall, every single aspect of audio and visual quality on the anniversary edition is quite a bit improved and nicer looking and nicer sounding than the previous Blu-ray release. Now, if you haven't done so yet, make sure to go down and give this video a like and a thumbs up for me. hit that subscribe button and the bell notification. Now, in the 40th anniversary Blu Ray set, you do get 23 discs total. Now, as I was mentioning before, in comparison to the Mill Creek one, the actual series itself is contained on 20 of the Blu Ray discs. Now, you say to yourself, what's the extra 3 Blu Ray discs for? Well, this is where you get into the very exciting territory. For the first time ever on Blu Ray, you get Knight Rider 2000, which came out in 1991, and it's the movie. You also get Knight Rider 2010, that's the movie, came out in 1994. Those are both on Blu-ray. Then you also get Team Knight Rider, the entire TV series. That's all 22 episodes of the TV series for the first time ever released on Blu-ray in this box set. I love getting the other 2 movies, plus the other TV series with all 22 episodes included in this. Now, here's the only downside. When Turbine was working with Universal to create this box set for the 40th anniversary, they were not able to locate and get the original film elements other than basically the SD elements that they could find that were finished to create this. So here's what happened. For the Knight Rider 2000, Knight Rider 2010, and Team Knight Rider TV series, those are in upscaled SD quality. So how that works is I've kind of reviewed numerous other Turbine TV series releases that are kind of like upscaled SD. Basically, they go in and they upscale the SD quality as high a quality as they can get that SD to basically appear. Then they put it on Blu-ray, so that way it's basically not compressed down, and so it gets the best quality you can out of SD content. But Universal simply couldn't find, due to the fires and losing a lot of elements that Universal had in the fires many years ago, it seems to be that those elements they couldn't locate. Now, as I was saying with Knight Rider, the TV series that ran for 4 seasons, that's completely remastered, completely done in HD, 1080p HD on Blu-ray for those 20 Blu-ray discs. The only ones that are upscaled SD are the elements they couldn't find for the movies, and then for that other TV series, the Team Knight Rider. Now, will I say that I wanted them in HD? Sure, but understanding that they were gone and burned in the fire and nobody could locate them, I understand why they aren't available. So them doing this nice SD upscale on Blu-ray, they didn't throw them on a DVD and throw them in this box set and say, hey, we'll just throw them on SD DVD. No, they did work on them to upscale them the best they could, to put them onto Blu-ray, to give us the most quality they possibly could get out of it. And now we have those for the first time ever on Blu-ray in the best quality they're ever going to be available in inside this box set. That's a huge thing. Getting those extra movies and the extra TV series included in this, another big reason why I was really surprised at how much work and how much love and care was really put into this box set. Now, I'm going to go in and show you what you get inside this massive box set now. Now, showing you on the side here, I think it's one of the coolest things. It says Universal's logo up here, completely in English. Knight Rider in completely in English. Turbine, Blu-ray disc, all in English. So again, they know that us collectors worldwide for the 40th anniversary will want to own something like this. And obviously to have it in English is absolutely amazing. With the original writing, even the Knight Rider writing matches the way it should have been from the original series logo. I really liked that. Now on the back here, you do get the Knight symbol on here with more of the artwork, Universal's logo on the back side. Now, when you open it up and you take it off, you start off here, you have all your posters here, which I'm going to show you the best way possible that I can to show you these posters. They are very, very impressive. But you get your posters first on here, which I'll get to these in just a second. Once you take your posters down, you get actually a really, really cool art print. Now this is of Kit the car, which I'll get into what else is in this box set. I just wanted to show you how it comes out of the box set first. Then you get in here and now you're getting to the nitty gritty. Now in this box set, I loved how they put padding in here with cutouts so your finger can go right in here and take the items out easily. Everything is in here just beautifully. I didn't have any issues with anything arriving damaged because Turbine is one of the best companies for shipping that I've ever had. I've been impressed by how they ship things. They shipped this inside another box, inside another box. So you ended up, this was inside a box, then that was put inside a box with padding, inside a box that was taped up. So you really get your set with no damage on it. And that's how they're shipping it to everybody worldwide, not just reviewers. So I just want to point that out. They really love and care for their products that they send out, which to me is a huge selling point, especially when you're spending as much money as this set costs, which we'll get to that here a little bit later as well. But when you put your money into collecting these and investing into these limited edition sets, they really do want to make sure that you get these in the best quality. So they took the extra love and care to make sure that it's shipped in multiple boxes and padded to make sure that you get your item undamaged. That's a big win for us collectors, and I just thought I'd point that out. Now, getting to the first poster artwork here, I'm going to do my best to show you this as best I possibly can. This thing is massive. So you get your first poster artwork, and this is the front cover artwork. And then on the back, for all the ladies, you get your David Hasselhoff with your shimmering light coming down on his, cascading across his beautiful face. My wife laughed when she saw this poster. I mean, I get it. A lot of people like David Hasselhoff, and I do like him. He's a good actor, and I enjoy his stuff, and I enjoy Knight Rider. But this poster was not for me, but I guess for the ladies. You know, you want that cascading 80s shimmering. Look at his eyes as they burn into your face. But anyhow, I just thought I'd point that out. Next up, you get another David Hasselhoff Knight Rider, and this one I really like. I thought this poster was awesome. I loved the artwork on this one. I thought it was so cool how they did it with his face. I'm trying to make sure you can see it all here. This one was really cool. And then on the back, you get another steely-eyed gaze from the David Hasselhoff himself here. Next up is the lithograph of the artwork of how they created Kit in the car. I really loved this. I actually thought this was one of my favorite touches in the box set. As an artist myself, if you want to know a little bit about me and a little bit about behind the scenes of myself, my family, why I created this YouTube channel, there's a video I did, a behind the scenes question and answer video that goes into me being an artist, a bunch of behind the scenes about me. If you want to check that video out, it's available now on this YouTube channel. But there's a lot of things that I love when they send things about the artwork that went behind it, because that's kind of stuff that I did, and I worked in the art industry and things like that, and I love seeing the artwork on this. So this one I really like. It has Knight Rider 2000 listed on it, and then it obviously has the Knight symbol behind it. Next up, you get a bunch of postcards in black and white with the Knight Rider cast on them. I like this little touch. You get stickers, which I'm never taking these stickers off. I just like to keep them in the box set, but I like having the little touches. Then you got some really cool stuff that I haven't seen been put in a box set in a long time. You get his social security card, his press pass from the series, you get his driver's license, registration, you get US government identification card, all little things with actually even printing on the back of them that actually goes along with the show. And his driver's license is actually sealed in plastic, and I really thought these were a really cool touch. You sit and read through them, and it's the same stuff they had on the TV series, printed with the same stuff, his character and everything else. These were a really cool little touch to have in it that I thought just kind of added to the value of this. Then you get to the massive book. Now, I've talked about these collector's edition books before. This book says Knight Industries 2000 on it. It is thick. This is the thickest book I've gotten in one of these sets that I have seen yet. It absolutely is amazing. In this book, it's all high glossy pages, pictures, talking about every episode in the series, all about Knight Rider. Now, here's the only downside. On this, I absolutely loved it, but you will have to use one of those apps that I've talked about before on your phone, where you put it over your basically screen here, takes pictures of it, and then it translates each page for you so you can read it. Now, the pictures you can understand, there is some English intermixed in this, and the beginning of it does have English in it, and obviously the title of it's English. But for the majority of where it's talking about the actual episodes and things like that behind the scenes, it is in German. That's the only thing in this box set. All of those other cards, all of those things I was showing you, the posters, the outside of the packaging, everything's in English, except the majority of the book. Now, I loved the book. I went through and used my app to basically go through and read a bunch of it. And I really think Turbine and Universal did an absolutely incredible job with this book. Do I wish it was in English? Yes, but again, I can't complain because Turbine does an amazing job with these releases. So would I rather this get released and at least have the book, but it's in German? Yes. Now, what I would like to see, and I am going to suggest and ask Turbine if they would be willing to do, is if they'd be willing to print this book with it all in English on the inside. Now, I don't have an answer yet, and I haven't talked to them about it yet, but I am planning on talking with my contacts directly at the company and finding out if it's something that they'd be willing to maybe reprint this, that maybe we'd have to buy it as a separate edition I don't know the cost, anything like that. But my point is I would love, absolutely love to have this book completely in English. Though, like I said, you can use the app to read it and it goes through and you'll be able to read it just fine. It's just, man, this was one of the best books I've seen for a TV series release ever, hands down. You know, I've talked about little pamphlets that have come in different series before, how they've given little episode guides. This thing, I'm really telling you, you'll pull this out and you will be shocked at the size of this thing. That's how thick it is. It's a solid inch thick. Solid inch thick is how thick this is. And I really enjoyed this. Great addition to the set. Once you've taken out all of the bonus things that are in this set, you get to the cases with the artwork. Now, the reason I wanted to show you this is, as you probably noticed, it's the front of the car and then the back of the car for the last season. Now, when you lay each of these out, they actually create an entire artwork of his car. That was a really nice touch for this set, and I thought that was really cool. Now, obviously you're going to keep them in here anyways, but it is something cool when you lay them out to see it, that they took the extra time to give us an artwork of the whole car. Now, to show you something else about how much love and care Turbine and Universal took for this 40th anniversary set, remember how I said you lay the cases out and it shows the whole car? On the side of the cases, it says Season 1, Season 2, Season 3, Season 4, bonus features discs. But if you look here, and I might not be holding it very well, but if you can see, it's the entire car on the actual spine of the cases as well. They took time to make sure the artwork on the spine of the cases not only matched, but it's the whole car on the side too. Now, to show you the seasons here, inside it, you do get, it says a Knight Rider in English, Season 1, Disc 1, Season 1, Disc 2. It lists out the episodes on each disc, so that way you know how many episodes on each disc. They didn't overcompress anything. As I said, your average is about 4 episodes per disc, which is really nice because then the bonus features are on separate Blu Ray discs. So they really are giving us the best audio and visual quality possible by not overcompressing things, so that way there's plenty of room for each and every episode to breathe. Now, when you open it up here, each of the discs is actually in here with the Knight Rider symbol, which I did like, telling you what the disc is, what the episode is, and if you haven't noticed, in these are actually the buttons that are from Kit in the car, is actually where it says the seasons. Now, it gets even cooler than that. I'm going to show you above an image of the main menu of this series. Now, on the main menu, a lot of it's a mixture of English and German, but it's very easy to understand. It says Knight Rider, and each of the buttons that you see up there, which I thought was so cool on the menu, when you go to move your remote over to those buttons, they light up. And so it's just like the buttons. When you press them, it's pressing the buttons just like in the car, which I thought that was a really cool touch for this set. And it's very easy to read. On the menu, it says English, where it's EN for English. That's your audio option, or German, which is DE. And then you also get a choice of your subtitles, which are either DE, which is German, EN for English, or down at the bottom, it's AUS, which is off. And so that's the other button. Very easy to use, very easy to click on. Once you click that, you can play all with the episodes. It lets you play all, so it plays through all the episodes in each disc, or you can choose each episode over on the other side of the menu. Very easy to use, very easy to understand, not complicated at all. And because it's an English and German set, the nice thing is they made it with the intention of those of us worldwide that speak English, easy access, easy to use. Now, as far as the discs goes in this entire set, I have some great news for all of you worldwide. As always, I exclusively test everything here on my YouTube channel, even though I do get given a hard time sometimes by new people that don't understand why I do this. I test 4Ks, I test Blu-rays, it doesn't matter, I always exclusively test them for region coding. Every disc in this entire series on Blu-ray is region free. No matter where you live worldwide, you don't have to have any special player. It's not sped up in any shape or form. It's 1080p HD, 24 frames per second, like it should be, just like it's intended to be, exactly the way it was originally intended to be. They did not region code or region lock any of the discs intentionally. This is a worldwide 40th anniversary limited edition release for all of us worldwide. Now, showing you another of the seasons, same thing, it lists out what's on each of the discs here, and then it says same thing, season 4, disc 2, same thing with the artwork on each of the discs, but telling you what season and disc they are. On your cases, you get it where it lists out each of the episodes on them, what the episode number is, and on what discs they are. So that makes it nice and easy on these as well. Now, getting to the discs that make this set extra special. This is your bonus features disc set. Now on here, your bonus features are all contained on the single Blu-ray disc itself. Now there are some individually for like commentaries on some of the episode discs, but all of your extra bonus features that were commissioned or that were gotten from the archives from Universal are contained on these Blu-ray discs. Now when you get inside here, it actually has Knight Rider 2000, Knight Rider 2010, again, all in English, just like the artwork on it, it's all in English, nice and easy to read and understand. And then you get Team Knight Rider, the complete TV series on this disc. But remember, it's SD upscaled, so that's why they can fit it on a BD50, is because it is one of those things, again, it's SD up to the best quality it can be with an upscale. But it easily fit on there because there's no special features. They're all contained on the other discs. But that's what's included in this, and I did like how they threw in the Team Knight Rider symbol in here in case you didn't notice that. A little nod to basically those of us that love Knight Rider. Now that we've gone in and looked at the entire box set of what comes in this, it truly is a massive set, and you understand the size of why this box is so big. And it really does have a lot of things that add to the value of it. Now, talking about the cost of it, it is a more pricey set, though it's very limited. As I said, they're printing 3,939 of these, and then they will go out of print. As most of you know that collect these limited edition sets, especially for TV series like this, there is so much content you get in this that it really is one of those shocking things for the amount of content you get to watch that's included in this box set. Total runtime for this box set, including the movies and the extra TV series and the original TV series, all the seasons, you're looking at roughly 6,000 minutes runtime. Let that sink in and think about that for a minute. That is a massive amount of content. So you understand, if you take the price of the box set, divide it by the amount of content you get to watch, obviously the price of this is incredible for what you're actually getting value-wise in this box set. And that's where I'm always curious, does the value of what you get in the box set, what they're giving, is the upgrade worth it? Obviously, we already know the visual and audio quality was an upgrade on this, but the rest of what's included in this adds to why the value of this is. Now, do I wish they had more than 3,939 of these? Yes, I personally wish they would have printed about 10,000 of these, but I don't know. Maybe that's just the limit of what basically Universal and them decided, that there was enough of us out there, collectors, that wanted these, and they thought maybe that's what the number should be. But I would like to see around 5,000 to 10,000 printed of these limited editions going forward. I just feel like there's enough of us out there, especially with the demand I've seen on my YouTube channel for a lot of these limited edition sets that I've been doing reviews on. I really hope that they'll start to do more of these limited edition sets so they don't sell out as fast. But I will tell you, don't wait if you're wanting to get this, because once it does sell out, it's gone, it's not available again, and then you'll miss out on owning something like this. And this really is one of those incredibly impressive sets. Now, getting to my review score for the Knight Rider 40th Anniversary Complete Remastered Blu-ray set. This gets an outstanding 9.5. If you are a collector, if you are a fan of Knight Rider, if you are even slightly interested in 80s, synthwave, action adventure, mystery, romance, TV series, and you want something in the best quality it's ever been released in, this is the box set you must own. Like I talked about with all of the discs, testing those out, because this is available worldwide now, you can get this and own this and watch this anywhere worldwide. This is the best release of Knight Rider I have seen yet. And I really think it's going to ever be hard to beat, unless for some reason 10 years from now some company would do a 4K release, which I highly doubt because of the amount of work it would take to do a TV series like this. I do think this is the best quality we're going to get of this series. This really does live up to the title of the Ultimate Edition, fully uncut for the 40th anniversary. If you like classic TV series at all, if you like Knight Rider at all, you need to do yourself justice and buy this set so you can see it and hear it in the best quality it's been released. It truly is great that this is uncut with all of the extra things they included in this that I talked about. I was really excited and surprised when I started doing all my testing in comparison to the previous Blu-ray releases. how good this really looked, how much of an upgrade this really was, all of the things that were contained in this. And again, being uncut, to me, is just the biggest selling point overall. Getting all of that, the music and everything, really made this an enjoyable box set. And as I said, the film grain being so much more stable on this as well really helps this out because of how this was filmed originally. On those Blu-ray releases that I talked about that had come out before this, the film grain was really all over the place. The clumping, and you get fluctuations, it was just all over the place. It's so much more stable on this. Now, it's not perfect, and I'm going to touch on that here because I do get people that don't understand that. When I do these review scores, for example, for a Blu-ray set like this, I am doing a review score in comparison to other remastered Blu-ray releases that I've reviewed before. I'm not comparing this to a 4K restoration because they're two different categories and they always get review scored in their own category. So this is getting a review score based on in comparison to other Blu-ray TV series that I've reviewed over the years. That is why I do these intentionally, to explain. A TV series from the 80s is going to look different than a movie from the 80s, especially with a 4K restoration. They're two different categories. A lot of these TV series are going to get 1080p HD remasters, whereas they're not going to get 4K restorations. That's a completely different thing. But for a 1080p TV series on Blu-ray, a 9.5 is absolutely outstanding. This is a must-buy. You need to buy this, add this to your collection so that way you don't miss out on owning Knight Rider. As I said, this one will be the epic set that everybody, if it ever gets released worldwide ever again, will be trying to beat, and it will be very difficult to beat. 9.5 is one of those you must buy and add to your collection. I know it's pricey. I do understand that, but when you see everything you got that I showed you in this box set, and when you get it yourself and you hold this, you'll say, that was a good investment. I will enjoy this for many years to come, and getting those other TV series and movies just added to the value uncut. I really enjoyed diving into this, testing this, and analyzing this. It's a great release that if you're a fan of TV series, classic TV series, you really must own it. It's the best release of Knight Rider yet on Blu-ray. And I've owned them all. As most of you know, I've had the Elephant Films one, I had the Mill Creek one, I had the Fabulous Films one. I've had them all over the world. And this is the best one of all of them, visual and audio quality, that I've had yet. And as I said, it's the one to beat. It's the #1 best Knight Rider complete TV series Blu-ray box set that's been released. It earns the #1 score. It's a must-buy for that reason as well. Make sure to start the conversation in the comment section below. Let me know how excited you are for Knight Rider. If you're excited for this release, especially after Mill Creek's decent release, are you excited to upgrade and buy this and get an increase in what you get value-wise out of the set, plus all of the other things I talked about? Let me know below in the comment section what things of this box set you're most excited for. Are you excited for the movies that are included in it that have never been released on Blu-ray? Are you excited for the Team Knight Rider complete series on Blu-ray that's never been released? Are you excited to get this in better visual quality? Are you excited about the book, the little posters, the big posters? What are you excited about this box set that to you makes this an exciting release? Make sure to start that conversation in the comment section below. If you decide you're gonna buy this now, as I explained at the beginning, the links I've posted down below are the only links for this Knight Rider 40th anniversary set. There is nowhere else to buy this. There's not an Amazon link. It is exclusively available through the link I've posted down below. So if you decide you want to buy this now that you've seen my review and heard my review score, make sure to go down to those links I've posted below, click on those links. It takes you straight out there to buy your copy. It ships anywhere worldwide. So no matter where you live worldwide, you'll be able to get this set as long as you get it before it sells out. Again, it is a limited edition release. Though keep in mind, because of the time period of this release, when the show came out in the 80s, you will still notice there is some slight damage on the films and things that was unrepairable, especially when they did the scan. Universal went back and scanned the original film elements. There are some things on there that were not repaired. Doesn't matter what Blu-ray set you've ever owned. Some of those things simply won't be repaired. That's just the thing of it is, because of the TV series, there's so much work. But This set has the most things that have been repaired. If you sat down side by side and put in each of the discs, you would notice this is the best visual quality Knight Rider has, and it does look good on Blu Ray. Just like with this review, this was an early exclusive for my Collectors VIP Club members. Those are the folks that support the creation of these videos. I would love if you would support the creation of these videos as well. The only way I can continue to create all of these videos is through all of you, my viewers and subscribers' support, through my Collectors VIP Club. It costs you less than the price of a cup of coffee every month, but that goes back into the creation of these videos so I can take all of this time, massive amount of time, just like this box set took, to pull the screenshots off of it, to test and analyze each disc, to do all the audio quality, and to create this massive comparison review that you're only ever exclusively going to find here on my YouTube channel. To support the creation of these videos, I'm not paid and sponsored by anybody. So companies don't pay me to create these videos. I do this through all of you, my viewers' support, so that way I can always give you my honest and upfront review and analysis. So make sure to join my Collectors VIP Club. There's tons of perks and benefits, just like with this video. They got to watch this early before anybody else. Then you get the VIP Club member badge that shows up next to your name, as well as a bunch of other perks. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and a like for me. Hit that subscribe button and the bell notification. That way you never miss out on any of this exclusive content that I release here on my YouTube channel. As always, I truly hope all of you have a blessed day, and I've always got something new and exciting coming out very soon.